Okay, welcome again to all of you. We hope you'll be ready on this good day today. You know, it's Wednesday, September 9th, 2020, and we're well into our fall season. So pick up your cup of coffee and let's get started. I'm Fran Duvall, your host for today, and you haven't seen me in a good many months because of not having live Village in Motion. So I'm happy to be here this today. Michael, good morning.
Good morning, Fran. It's been a while, huh?
Yeah.
We were just talking about that, and I think, you know, what a lot we have going on in dining, and I think we're into our second week of the dining rooms being open and delivery. And I think you and I were talking before the show that I think residents have more questions about delivery and the program than the actual product. And you know, the one thing a lot of residents ask about the delivery, and just to, you know, break it down a little bit, the delivery menu and its size. So prior to, and if we go back even prior to COVID, dining rooms, carry out, that was the norm, you know. And with the implementation of phase 2, we wanted to offer a third option, which would be, and this is Erickson-wide, delivery. And because for, you know, one, we were, through the restrictions and through all the parameters put in place, we could only fill not 50% of our dining room. So obviously, with the size of this community, there had to be another option. So delivery was that option. Now, we had to physically build and put in place these delivery stations, and with that, we have limitations and restrictions on how much we can actually put into these areas. You know, we want to make sure that we can put the food in hot holding areas, and that the food can be held safely, and that also through the delivery process, that we can put these items together and deliver them in a timely fashion. So that constricted us to the size of the menu.
Let me interrupt you a minute, because just to clarify the difference between deliveries and carry-out.
Correct.
Carry-out is when the resident comes, or their aide or whomever comes to the station and
physically picks up their meals.
And delivery is when the staff delivers the food to the apartment. And just to clarify those two things.
Yes, ma'am. And we'll go over some more about the delivery and the whole process. But just to put it in perspective, right now, we're doing about 800 deliveries community-wide a day.
You mean even with having opened up the dining room?
Correct.
Okay.
So that's a lot.
People were a little leery about going into the dining room.
And what we're hoping is, as we move forward into the weeks and months, that people will, you know, be a little more unrestricted, and they'll want to come out, because we all know, listen, dining was the social activity of the day.
Sure.
And now with the new parameters put in place, that now it could be 4 apartments instead of 2, I think that opens up more availability for the residents to sit with their friends and enjoy that dinner in the dining room that they so missed over the last 5.5, 6 months. So what we're hoping is, as we see in the future, that residents will move more to that dine-in. You know, I think that's what we want. I think, you know, if you want to enjoy a meal, yes, you can get a hot meal delivered to you, but I think it's so much more enjoyable coming in, and it's the dining experience. You know, the meal's part of it, but it's having that experience where you get to socialize and that interaction with your friends, your neighbors, and someone waiting on you.
And you don't have to cook it or warm it.
Right, and you don't have to worry about throwing the disposable items away, and everything's taken care of you. So right now, when we broke down the numbers, 60% of all the meals in Fireside are delivery, 55% in Woodland Skies, and 67% of all the meals in Jefferson are delivery.
So that many are still having delivery to their apartment.
That many people are still
okay.
And we really want to, you know, hopefully through the weeks to come, residents will be more at ease, as you say, and they'll want to come out and enjoy the fall weather and come to the dining rooms. Carry out, we're doing carry-out numbers, we're doing about 20% in Fireside, 15% in Woodland Skies, and only 11% in Jefferson.
Let me ask you, but carry-out before all this pandemic was a big item, wasn't it?
Yeah, carry-out. It seems that our carry-out numbers have gone down.
Yeah, because you have delivery. I mean,
right. So if
it'll
I
all
can
go
get a
back
meal,
up.
why not have someone bring it to me?
Yeah.
Now, understand that the delivery times are 3:30 to 6:30, but that's a delivery time. So if a resident wants to eat at a specific time, if they're used to having their meal at 5:30, what I recommend is either take advantage of the reservation system in the dining room or do a carry-out. We can't guarantee delivery times because of the sheer volume. I can't guarantee Mr. and Mrs. Smith that you're going to get your delivery at 4:30.
Correct.
I just can't. I can guarantee you that'll be between 3:30 and 6:30. I understand that's a big window for some people, but when you think about the sheer volume,
Yeah.
they're doing buildings at a time and floors at a time. So we can't be here and then go over here and go over there. So it's just by the building, and then we do the floors. Usually we start at the furthest building to make sense, top floor down, and then we work our way back. And we can only take out, remember, we can only take out so many deliveries at a time. We can't load up, when we did the cold delivery, it was great. We could load up a lot of deliveries on those big carts and do building at a time. With hot delivery, we want to ensure that the food is getting delivered hot, so we're not taking more than 15 deliveries at a time. Now, you say if you're doing over 300, imagine 15 at a time getting to 300. That's going to take you...
Take a while. It's going to take that 3.5 hours.
And, we only have so much staff that we're working with. You and I talked about this. One, remember that all the students are back in school now, even though it's virtual. So there's certain times that they can come in. And for the safety of both residents and staff, all of our teams have been divided into 2 teams, Team A and Team B, and they work offset schedules. So if one team works Sunday, for example, this week, Team A is working Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. They're off the rest of the week. Team B comes in Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Team A doesn't come back till Sunday. Why did we do that? Because of the safety. God forbid someone tests positive. They're not going to take a whole team because you have to do tracing and all that.
Sure.
You're not going to take out, regular kitchen we're running with 9, 10, 11, 12 people. Now we're running with 5 or 6. So I want the residents to understand.
That makes good sense.
Yeah, and I also want the residents to understand that we're trying to produce, we are producing the same amount, but with half the teams in there. So you will see certain items on menus that we can produce easier in volume than other items. Now, as we move forward, you'll see changes to the menu, and you'll see us adding in the fan favorites, the resident favorites. But we wanted the team to get acclimated to this new product. Remember, you were saying, I haven't been on Channel 6 in 6 months.
Yeah.
We've been doing cold delivery for 6 months now.
Yeah.
We flipped the switch, and we're back in the dining rooms.
Yeah.
We're back doing hot delivery, which is a brand new operation for us.
Yeah.
Carry out, pretty much goes as it does.
And it's as you go into a new phase, and like I coming here today, I sort of like, oh, wait a minute, how do I start the show?
Right.
It's an acclimation. Next time I'll do better. Do we have a call-in? Are we doing call-in? Is the number up anywhere? I can't see it, but make sure you call in. Oh, it's on the screen now. I couldn't see it. It's 703-663-3333. If you want to ask Michael a question or praise him or
the team. It's
The
all
team.
about the team.
All about the
listen,
team.
I got to say that the team has done a phenomenal job. Just the physical requirements, and there's a lot of phone calls.
Okay, I think we have a call.
Excellent.
Go ahead, caller.
Hello?
Good morning.
Can you repeat your question?
Yeah. I have a question about the reservation situation. I have called for reservations on Sunday, had no problem. I've tried to call in today, starting at 10 o'clock, and got put on hold. And after about 5 minutes, I get disconnected. And they keep saying, you are next in line, or you are in line. When we get to your call, we'll answer it. And that's not happening. Apparently, after a 5 minute or so wait, you get disconnected, which I guess I go to the end of the line again.
Okay, thank you for that call. Michael?
I'm actually writing this down.
Michael's writing that down.
But I know that the reservation line on Sunday and Wednesdays, 604-3113, and I know, probably today's reservation day from the sheer volume. After the show today, I'm definitely going to call, and I know the gentleman, I know what dining room he calls into.
I see.
So I'll make a quick call to them or stop by to them and make sure that his call's taken care of, but also that if you are put on hold or if you leave a message, that you will get a call back today. Understand today is a day of calling. I just said that we're getting 800 deliveries. So imagine, even if you split that up between the 3 dining rooms, you're talking about 275, give or take.
So that same number, if a person calls for a delivery?
They can, I'm sorry. So that's the reservation. So today they're doing the reservations for, I'm sorry, I mixed up the two. But so today is Wednesday. So now they can call today, and today they make reservations. And when you call on Wednesday, you're making your reservations for Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
Yeah.
So now we have residents calling, each resident's making 3 reservations. Another thing we ask residents, sometimes residents are making reservations at 2 different.
Okay.
Oh, we have another call?
Yeah, we have another call, but we'll remember to get back to that. Go ahead, caller.
Okay. I'm calling to say that the food is really hot when it comes, and I have to reheat it. And so I think that you'll have to abandon the thought of delivering hot food.
Okay, thank you for the call. So the caller is saying the food is not hot when it's delivered.
Okay, and what I suggest on that is just letting your dining room know. We have gotten some calls about that, and we're going to look into that. And again, it's the sheer volume that we're trying to handle and making sure that we can deliver the food hot as possible.
Yeah.
But going back to the reservations, on the day of, you're making a reservation for 3 days. We ask the residents if they, make a reservation in a dining room. Some residents are making reservations in multiple dining rooms. Understand that we have limited space.
Yeah.
So we want to give everybody the opportunity to make a reservation. So hopefully if a resident partakes in a certain dining room that...
So we have another call
Another one.
coming
Wow,
in.
they're just rolling in today.
And we started and we primed the pump here.
Open up Pandora's box.
Go ahead, caller.
Okay, I'm calling the second call. My delivery experience was on Sunday, not on the regular weekdays.
That was the day it was cold, right?
Okay.
Thank you for the call.
So, and then on off days, and we have a slide that we'll put up, days that aren't reservation days, if you need to make a change to your reservation that's not on a Sunday or Wednesday, we ask that you call, and there was a slide that we put up for Fireside, it's 604, and these are all 604-4340. For Woodland Skies, it's 604-4214. And for Jefferson, it's 604-4321. And again, I know we've had a slide that comes up, and those are just days, non-reservation days. So those are every day except Sunday and Wednesday. Again, on Sunday and Wednesday, there's one reservation line, 604-3113. So another thing I want to remind residents, we are still collecting the forms that go into effect with the menus for 9/14. So if you see that your form is on the shelf and still has not been picked up, we ask that you call your dining room to make sure that it's picked up.
Okay.
These are the menus that go into effect on the 14th. And just remember that calling for reservations on Sunday and Wednesday, it's 10 to 2 that you call to make these reservations. So, and again, you and I talked about it. It's a brand new reservation system that the staff is learning, that we're going through. So, we ask that, patience. If you don't hear anything, the other numbers you can call to say, I just want to make sure I got my reservation in, to make sure that it's put into the books.
Now, I know previously we had been able to do either a call or an email.
Yes, you can.
Now, is email also available for reservations?
No, the email is
No.
for the...
Okay, I just want to clarify
Right, the
that.
email is for the delivery.
The delivery,
And that's just another option to put less strain on the phone
On the
line.
phones,
Right, and what the manager does, they go and they pull the emails. Some residents are doing both. So that's another added time to it, that now they have to take the email and cross-reference it if the same resident did a call-in. So we ask that if you do one or the other.
Yeah,
because
not
remember,
both. Okay.
they have to go through every single call for the delivery. Think about this. We're getting calls for reservations. We're getting calls for delivery. We're getting calls for carryout. We're getting emails for delivery. There's a lot of moving parts, and then we're getting callbacks. So the main thing I ask is just, patience with everybody. No one's going to go hungry. I can guarantee you that. We have people that'll stay, past the 6:30 just to make sure for, half an hour or so, just to make sure. But, I want to stress that.
Okay.
Go ahead.
We have another call.
Awesome.
Go ahead, caller.
Yes, I wanted to call and say something about the delivery of meals here with bottles of water and why we need bottles of water.
I'm sorry, I didn't understand. Did you understand that?
Why are they bringing bottles of water?
Yeah, you're delivering the water and with the meals instead of milk or something like that we asked for.
Oh, instead of milk?
Oh. Okay, well, I apologize for that. That could be that.
That's an
and
error.
again, we may have run out of, and again, it was the first week. We're going in not knowing the exact numbers. And again, I apologize that if you didn't get your milk or your tea, we did want to send at least some kind of drink. So I think some of the venues sent bottled water.
I see. Okay.
Again, I apologize. It is a new system, but I think we've gotten our hands around it a little better, especially getting in certain items. You go from, a venue does 70 carryouts a day, 80 carryouts a day prior to COVID, and now they're doing that same amount of carryouts, but now you throw on top 250 plus deliveries, and I apologize, and if you didn't get your beverage that day, I'd always say call back the next day, let them know, hopefully we've gotten it in or we can make accommodations. We're here to give you the dining experience. I understand that, we're not in the most ideal conditions, but we're trying to make the best of everything.
Okay.
Again, going back to reservations. Again, remember Sunday is you're making reservations for Monday through Wednesday. And Wednesday you're making reservations for Thursday through Saturday. Again, Sunday there is no dine-in in the dining room. There's only carry-out and delivery, and that goes from 11 to 2. That's Sunday only. So, and the reason why is, one, it gives the team a break. Two, it lets us revamp. Sunday's another reservation day, so we can concentrate more on reservations and getting our numbers in for the following week. It just gives us a little extra time to get planned and prepared for the following week.
Sure.
I think.
Well, it sure all makes sense.
Yeah.
When you, an individual person in their home is getting something, and it isn't what they ordered, or it's coming cold, or whatever, is, you know, it is important to them, and that, you know, it's important to me if that
Right.
happens.
And nothing for nothing. Another reason I stress, you know, people using a dining room is a lot of these issues you wouldn't have in the dining room. Let's
Yeah.
be honest. You know, your meal's going to be hot.
Yeah.
You're going to get the beverage of your choice. And I'm not making excuses, but I think for all of us, I'd rather see more people in the dining room.
Yeah, well, as I said, people, for just opening up, people are even
Yeah,
saying
and I
to me,
understand that, and that's why
I don't think
I'm not too
ready
sure.
to
I want to
go
give it a
yet."
few weeks. Let it go. I
Yeah.
still can get my meal delivered to me hot or pick it up, and that's great. And you have that option. By all means, you
Yeah.
can utilize that option.
Yeah.
And I understand also because of mobility, ambulatory issues that residents may not be able to go to the dining rooms. That's why we had the carry-out program in the first place. We have another call?
No.
Oh, okay.
But I wanted to say, now, as I walked past Woodland Skies to get here to the station, it sure looks sparse in there, a few tables.
Well, that's
Tell me how many people can be accommodated in there, in the Woodland Skies.
Exact numbers, I cannot. I think they're about, well, when you think about it, Woodland Skies used to seat about 180 people, give or take 188
All
when they
right.
were full. So now they're probably down to like, say 85, between 80 and 90 seats. Now we can do turns, and again, I know we talked to our residents that you have 60 minutes to eat. We're giving you your dessert to take with you and your coffee to take with you. And I understand to some residents that's an inconvenience, but understand that we had to think about the whole population.
Sure.
And how we could streamline this so that we can get residents in to enjoy the meal.
We're getting a little view of the dining room as we
Right,
are
and
talking.
right now it says 94. And that's now. And I think that it does look...
There it's a
It does.
picture of
And
it.
remember, we had to take out half the tables. Now, and that's just how it is when you think about it nationwide.
Sure.
You go to
of
any
course.
restaurant now, and
Yeah.
you know, so, and that's just for the safety of both
Sure.
employees and residents.
Absolutely.
So we hope that residents understand this, but we can still, if you think that the dining rooms are going regular times, if we do 2 turns, that's still 100, almost 200 people that, we're going to get into the dining room. And
Yeah.
that's why I say take advantage of the dining room. If you like to eat at a certain time, either the dining room or again, carry out.
Yeah.
And what it does is as we put more emphasis, as the time goes on, hopefully, what I hope, that the delivery will drop down and we'll see more people taking advantage of the dine-in, which will help us to execute, and we can put more of our resources towards dining. Remember, when we only have a limited staff, so when we have such a sheer volume of delivery plus carry and dine-in, you can only split a log so many times.
Okay.
So we have to utilize our, resources
Yeah.
as we see fit. If most of it's going on delivery, we'd rather see it in dining. One last thing I want to announce is that you can make changes to your meal plans up until the 25th of this month. So
Okay.
if you want to make
If someone wants to go from 20 meals to 30
or
30 down
to 20,
to 20,
they have till the 25th.
they have till the 25th to go. And how do they do that?
They should call Naheed, and
Okay.
it's right here up
There's
here.
the number.
Naheed Young at 604-4200.
Yeah.
Again, you have till the September 25th, and the changes will go into effect October 1st.
Okay. That's good information to
Yeah.
know. Coming
So-
up. Listen, Michael, thank you a lot for coming today. I think we've had our final call, and so you're probably going to also get calls in your office.
Listen, I tell
on
people
some of this stuff.
Absolutely,
you know.
and I always tell people, I don't know what I don't know. If you see me walking around, a lot of people have my extension. Some people have my cell phone number. You should have my email address. Again, my email is Michael, MICHAEL.Ritt, RITT, @erickson.com. If you have any questions, I'll get back to you within 24 hours when you send your email.
Yeah.
If you put a phone number on there, I'll give you a call.
Yeah,
and we can have a
that's good.
conversation. And listen, we come into your homes every day, to give you that dining experience, and that's what it's all about. I understand that obviously right now, due to things out of our control, we're limited to what we can do. I ask everybody just to have patience and understanding, and understand that we're working with half staff, and these aren't excuses, but just these are facts.
For their reason.
These are facts.
It's the
These are
reason
facts.
that things
So
may not be as smooth.
Well, we're trying to make things as smooth as possible.
Yeah.
And that's why we emphasize, hey, take advantage. The dining rooms are open. I can't, if I had $1 every time someone says one of their dining rooms are opening, I'd pay all my bills for a couple months. So now that they're open, take advantage of them. If you want to eat at a certain time, take advantage of the dining room and the carryout. So, and I hope I've answered a lot of questions. Again, if you have questions, feel free to reach out to myself or anybody in dining admin.
Okay. Thank you again, and
it's my pleasure.
I'm sure the audience did gain a lot from your information.